Hello and welcome to another episode of Changeling the Dreaming, Dreams over New York City. So, today, it's been a few days since the announcement was made that a new regent has been selected by the barons. And so, the Baron of Manhattan, Baron Edward Swiftfell, has decided he's going to throw a party for the regent, the new regent. So, pretty much everyone in the city whose nobility or has some connections to the nobility or really can be found by his heralds receives an invitation to a party. It's at a upstate hotel, very edge of his barony, very edging very close on the Bronx. Um, and it's told to be semi-formal. Um, Knights and such are allowed to bring formal weaponry, if it's part of their court finery, etc. And yes, everyone is able to arrive. When you arrive, before everyone does their intros, I'm just going to say what happens when you guys arrive. Yes, I see you, puppy. I'm sorry. You guys will be ushered in. You will be, if you have title, you will be announced by the heralds to the room. So I'll let you guys do that. That way you guys can introduce yourselves if you have title. And you will be brought into a large meeting, or not meeting room, conference room, where the center of the room has been decorated with a lot of chimerical stuff. There's chimera floating around that are serving food. Yes, a squire would count, but you would be announced after Zeal. So there's tables set around the very edge of the room, and where it's very obvious, where the dance floor ends towards the back of the room, there's four thrones set up, one not noticeably larger and more ornate than the others. And yeah, you guys can enter from there. We'll go in the order that I have it on my screen. So we'll go Tim, and then Tiger, and then Lindsay, and then names Evan, and then John, so everybody has an order. So there you go.
Alrighty. So Zeal comes in. Zeal is going to be wearing a dress tonight because she feels like it tonight. For once, she's not rolling in, any kind of armor or has a badass weapon on her or anything like that. If anyone wants to see what she's wearing, there she goes. There it goes in the chat. She walks in and she's announced. It looks like she's thinking about something, and it looks like she just realizes something. Something that she doesn't seem too happy about, but she very quickly just kind of masks that very quickly and starts looking for people she knows.
So Sigmund will walk in. He's your general big burly troll. He looks like he's kind of got a thin layer of stone on his skin. Doesn't really get announced since he has no title, but he'll just walk in and start conversing amongst some of the few other commoners that have been invited, trying to stay out of people's way as much as he can, which is not that much.
Arya walks in and she's been the scene. It's her first major court functions. And she's been back in the city. She was away for a while, and things have really changed up since she left. So she doesn't know anybody anymore. Just kind of taking it all in and examining the surroundings.
kind of feel bad now because this character totally will have an intro because nobody else did one. But hey, Cardlin will enter, and as he does so, the herald will announce. He's got titles and everything. And he will announce Baron Cardlin Hammerfell, the Forger of Rings, and the Dragon Master. As Cardlin enters, replete in. Question, because I don't actually know. House Dougal is the colors are gold and red.
I believe
Yep.
so.
Okay, cool. So he comes dressed in, kind of golden armor that is incredibly well, incredibly beautifully ornate, covered in gemstones that, every move of the articulation is perfect. There is, and there's a crimson cloak slung majestically over his shoulders as he strides commandingly into the room. And he will kind of give a collect. He will. Is there anyone? Are there people seated in the 4 chairs, or are there not? Joey?
There's currently no one seated in the chairs.
Okay, cool. In that case, he will stride into the room. He will kind of take center position in the room, allowing his eyes to drift casually across the room before, having had his moment, he will go and stand to one side.
With with zeal, a man in a very sharply cut suit walks in. His hand is on Zeal's arm. It looks like Zeal is leading him forward, and after Zeal is announced that she arrived, they're also going to arrive that Lady Dawnbreaker's squire, Gandon Stormrage, arrived. And yeah, he's going to walk with Zeal to wherever Zeal leads him.
You guys, if you want, can take this time, go back down the line, do intros, because it was my fault that I didn't make that quite clear that you guys were supposed to do like the herald's announcing your title.
Oh, well, it's no biggie. If we're gonna go down the same order, the herald will announce Zeal as Zeal Dawnbreaker, Knight of House Scatha.
Okay.
And then the herald will announce Arya as Lady Arya Greyhawk, Dame of House Ilunid.
Okay. If you want to redo Cardlin's intro, Evan.
Oh fuck no! Cardlin got his moment. I'm good.
Okay.
He had all this time.
Okay. Okay. So yes, so after you guys are introduced, a couple people come up to say hi to you. The Scatha are mostly ignored by most of the nobles. The ones that are not like that, like the commoners there, they're talking mainly to Sigmund, and they also like come over, say hi to the Ilunids. They seem to not mind the Ilunids all that much. Most of the like nobles do that sort of low key shade sort of thing that nobles are so good at. Cardillan will get talked to by some guests, but it seems like everyone, as you guys are like mingling, everyone seems to be waiting for something.
If we're given the opportunity before, what was it? If we're given the opportunity before people show up, Cardlin will stride over to Teal, rather, or to Zeal, rather, not Teal, making rather a kind of a display of I will speak to the Scaffitch if no one else will.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag House Dougal don't give no shit. And he will extend his hand to her in a very courtly way.
Well, I do declare, Baron Cardinal, it is nice to see you tonight. And she will take Cardinal's hand if that's what he's going for.
Yep. At which point he will lean down and kiss the hand just above the knuckle on the ring finger, and he will say, "I would be most honored." She prefers Lady Dawnbreaker, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's either Lady Dawnbreaker or Lady Zeal.
Yeah. I would be honored, Lady Dawnbreaker, if you would honor me with the first dance of the evening.
Well, I must say, my Baron, it would be an honor.
Wonderful. He will then kind of, oh yeah, he knows that obviously that your squire is blind, but he will say, Squire Stormrage, it is agreeable to see you again.
I wish you a pleasant evening, my lord. And Lady Dollmaker, I'll be right here.
Tim, I assume this is the kind of party where dancing will happen. Or not Tim, Joey, I assume this is the kind of party where dancing will happen.
Yes.
Excellent.
There's nobody out on the dance floor yet, though.
Oh no, it's too early in the evening for that. We need to vibe more.
Unless we want to be extra as fuck.
You know what? Because she's new and interesting, kind of standing beside her, his eyes, once again, very nonchalantly easing their way over the crowd, he will say, there's a new face that I don't know. How odd. These parties become so dull when everyone is the same. They become masks and illusions, smoke and mirrors of one another. It is agreeable to always see new blood.
Well, I may not recognize the face, but I do recognize the name.
Yes,
You do?
baby.
What was that, Joey?
Sorry, a dog was trying to get my attention.
Oh, okay.
Notable heritage. To be fair, he would probably know this. So in that case, Lindsay, who are you and what is the notable heritage?
Arya Greyhawk, daughter of Count Amari Greyhawk from Albany.
Okay.
House Ilunid. All House Ilunid.
All the Ilunid. In that case, Cardinal will say, perhaps we should go and greet the new debutante.
But of course, it would only be hospitable.
So they will probably putter their way over to Arya.
Okay.
Cardinal will offer her a very courtly bow, and once again will extend his hand and say, Lady Greyhawk, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And a smile and put her hand in his.
Once again, he will kiss just above the knuckle on her ring finger and will say, I must say that this evening is made more... He contemplates his next words for a split second. Illuminated by your presence.
Well, thank you. That was one heck of a compliment.
Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce Lady Zeal Dawnbreaker of House Scaffetch.
She'll, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Zeal will curtsy to Arya, and also check Arya's hands. Does Arya fight?
That's fine. She'll let her.
No, she
She'll.
doesn't like touch her. She just like glances.
Okay. Um. Her hands are bare, except for a very nice manicure.
Okay.
And she'll give a curtsy back and she'll say, "Pleased to meet you, Lady Dawnbreaker."
You as well, Lady Greyhawk. Arya can
It's,
definitely hear a southern accent on this.
for sure. So she'll kind of look around and she'll say, quite a gathering.
Well, it's not every day that a new regent presents himself to the court. So, as you can well imagine, everyone in the county is all of a titter.
She'll nod. Yes.
So, Lady Greyhawk, is there a specific business that leads you from Albany to here? Or are you...
Oh. I moved here a few years ago for school. For a while to go to a and everything's
Did Lindsay break up for anyone else? Because she broke up for me.
Yeah, I tried saying something, but I was muted.
Yeah.
I just don't want to cut you off.
What did,
Sorry.
what did you miss?
Pretty much
Everything?
the whole thing.
Okay. She said I moved here a few years ago for school, and then I left to go to Alaska for a few months on assignment, and I came back. And now I'm back, and everything is different.
Cardlin kind of quirks an eyebrow at the phrase and says, "Assignment."
Yeah. Had to help with something.
So you guys hear a bit of a stirring in the crowd, and when you go to look, you see a very beautiful woman that some of you recognize making her way through the crowd. She's dressed in court finery. It's notably subdued, though. It's just a very simple, elegant white dress.
Oh, shit!
Oh, balls.
Well, fuck.
Here we go.
Yeah. So what do you get? She's not coming towards you guys, though. She's just making her way through the crowd, not talking to anyone, actually.
I think we're just kind of wait and see what she does, more so than anything else.
Yeah. Zeal will kind of lean into Arya and go, Lady Greyhawk, just in case you are not informed, that is a member of your house. I am unsure of her title, but you may wish to speak to her at some point during your stay.
She'll nod and she'll say, "Don't plan on going anywhere." So, but yes, I will.
And oh, sorry. My bad. I was just gonna get Sigmund into the group right now.
Go for it.
All right. basically as also I just noticed that Joey. That's no, I didn't. Never mind. I didn't notice a thing. As Neil is walking through, Sigmund kind of may not see her, or just may not be able to get out of the way for Zeal to calmly and gently pull him to the side so that way he doesn't stand in her way.
He'll like kind of have that like, holy shit, somebody's touching me or pulling me. What's going on? Look for a second, and then look down and be like, hi.
Very sorry about that, good sir. I just saw that a faux pas such as bumping into someone like that, it would certainly not be very fun for you in the slightest.
He'll look back at where he was standing and see that he was in the path of the new woman, and look back and say, "Oh, I appreciate appreciate you saving me from the faux pas."
And I will then apologize for touching you without your consent.
You had good intentions, so no ill will help. And he'll hold out a hand. I'm Sigmund.
Zeal. And she'll take his hand.
It's a very rough feeling. Again, it's got that kind of granity texture to it. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
You as well.
Cardlin will kind of allow his eyes, the one good eye that's kind of a brilliant purple hue, and the mechanical one, to look the troll up and down. What are you dressed in, Tiger?
And his feigning, like nothing fancy. He doesn't like. He made an effort, but it's still clearly not like. It's not something you would typically see at a courtly affair, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
a
tunic type thing.
Okay, he will say Sigmund. Sorry, is it Sigmund or Sigismund?
Sigmund.
Okay, he will say Sigmund. There is a strength to that name.
I don't try to brag too much, but it's a very fitting.
He will smile, that smile that she have, and he will say, I ponder then. What do you use your strength for, Sigmund?
Good, mostly. I try to keep my neighborhood safe.
Very noble. If I may ask where it is that you call home.
Harlem, in the tyranny of crystal skies.
I see. They must be lucky to have such a protector as you.
Every little bit helps, I suppose. But I'm only one man.
Such modesty.
So at this point, several of the horns go off. You see pretty much everyone turns to look, including Neolith, and you see 4 people file into the room. They're announced in order. Baron Eric von Roth of House Darien, Baron of Tamed Lightning. He goes and he sits in the farthest left chair. And then comes... Let me get her picture up. Baroness Melina of House Bayumane, Baroness of Stone Gardens. And she goes and she sits in the chair next to Baron Eric. And then Let me find his picture. Okay. Fuck, I have to come up with a name for this Baron. They just introduced this guy. I have to come up with a name for him later. I realized I didn't actually give him a name. So insert placeholder name of House Dougal, Baron of Fallen Stars, and then
Is that the one who is that the husband of the one we may have or may not have found dead?
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Did I really not put her picture in here? And then the last one is, or not the last one, is introduced as Baroness Talarian of House Ailil, Baroness of Dreamer's Glass, and I can't actually seem to find her picture, but she's Ariana Grande. Please, here it is. Let me move it. Nope, not that picture. Rip. I double clicked.
I mean, I accept her as Harrison Beckett.
Okay, there. That's the picture. Like, and she's in a dress that's like 3 times more fancy than that.
Yes.
And then finally they introduce Baron Edward Swiftfell of House Gwydion, Baron of Crystal Skies and Regent of what's the county named? Hooray for not remembering complicated fairy names.
Either way, Seal immediately looks to Arya because she knows.
Yeah, Regent of the County of Bright Dreams. There we go.
He wants to see if the apple falls far from that tree.
So she stiffens and her lips go tight. Means poised and polite.
Everyone make me a perception kenning check as well, please.
Okay.
Vision based.
Yes, it is vision based. I'm sorry.
Do we happen to see a crown on his head?
Nope.
Ooh, 2 10s and a 9.
Okay.
Joey, because
What's the difference?
this entire time.
Do you
Okay,
mind just
one at a
telling
time.
me
Perception kenning for Evan. What were you saying, Tiger? And then Lindsay, what were you saying?
I asked for the difficulty.
Standard. Okay. And what were you saying,
I
Tiger?
was saying, I just realized I've been rolling in the London room the entire time.
God damn it, Tiger.
Sorry.
3 successes.
Yep.
Same. 3 for me is win.
Okay. Let me know when everybody's rolled. Because I believe we're waiting on Evan to roll.
You know, I was saying, what I was actually saying was, I was just having a bit of issue getting onto the forum, so if you wouldn't mind just telling me what my dice pool is, and I'll roll it.
Okay. 1 second. Where is he? Card. Your dice pool is 7 dice.
Oh.
Your specialty does not apply.
Oh. 5 successes.
Okay. So in order, let's start with the lowest number of successes. If I can go to the right Discord. So 2, 3, 3, and 5. Okay, Tiger did roll. So for 2 successes, there's the air around the Baron seems wrong. You can't quite put your finger on it, Zeal, but something about the Baron seems off. For 3 successes for Sigmund and Arya, the
Zeal
Baron. Oh, sorry. I misread. Yeah. So for 3 successes, the air around the Baron feels wrong somehow, and he exudes an aura of power. With 5 successes, you get that, and you also see a shimmer in the air around him.
Ooh. Ah. Okay.
Yep.
Could we do like the intelligence grammar to see if we know what, like maybe what would be causing the wrongness?
Go for it. You're gonna need, it's gonna be difficulty 8. For the Ilunids, it is difficulty 7. Since you guys were
What are we
magic
rolling?
more. Intelligence Greymare to try and determine why the air around him feels wrong, other than because he's a Gwydion.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why Arya would be, because he's a fucking Gwydion. Intelligence, great air. Diff 7 for me, you said, yeah.
Yes. Yep. One success.
2 successes.
All right. And 3 successes. All right. For the 1 success people, well, there's probably some sort of enchantment on him. For 2 successes, it's probably some sort of sovereign enchantment if he's exuding an aura of power. For 3 successes, well, it's probably some sort of concealed enchantment, probably involving something like chicanery or legerdemain, because he's, you can't see anything on him that is obviously exuding the art, so it's probably hidden somehow.
And that just makes her even more fucking sus of this motherfucker. Like, so she's just like involuntarily glaring at him, but her face is not fucking happy at all. Like,
You know what? Zeal's gonna capitalize on this. She'll kind of lightly bump into Arya. Zeal kind of looks at her, almost as if she's asking, "What's up, though?"
she'll kind of shake her head. And she'll look over. She'll say very low, definitely don't trust him. He's hiding something.
Are the assembled barons like making to make an announcement or a speech, or are they just kind of sitting there?
They're sitting there.
Okay.
All of them are sitting, kind of watching the proceedings. The Gwydion Baron will say before he sits, "You may proceed," and then he'll sit down.
Okay. What would the etiquette be to approach them?
Either wait to be invited or approach them and act as formally as possible. Like bow, wait for acknowledgement, that sort of stuff. You would need an etiquette of at least 3 to know this.
I think I have good etiquette. Do I?
Unless you want to roll for it. You need at least 3 to know it offhand. You can roll for it, but if you have etiquette 3, you know that automatically. If you don't have etiquette 3, you can roll intelligence etiquette.
I will roll.
Figure it out.
I can't botch it anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah. Can't botch an etiquette roll. So, why not?
I got one.
Not. And it's a difficulty.
Standard difficulty.
All of us with 1 success. Good job.
Okay, so you all know that.
Okay. No, you know something? I'm a she. I don't like to bow or scrape, but he's going to turn to Zeal.
Well, I fail since I cannot botch.
Oh, so you don't know that offhand. So all you know is that if you should approach them, you should do it very formally. That's all you know.
Tiger, not Tiger, look, Joey, has the music struck up yet?
Nope. Oh, does anybody want to roll a perception aware, or not perception awareness, perception empathy on any of the barons?
Yes.
Go for it.
I do.
I take a -1 dice to this, but God knows I'm still going to do it.
Ooh.
For everything is 5.
So
One
not about
success.
one success. One success. Just waiting for Evan to roll, and then I'll give you guys your results. Okay.
Holy shit.
So
4 successes with the willpower spent.
okay, so for Tim, we can't really pick up on their general mood. They seem to be in a courtly, like, sort of, their expressions are carefully controlled and everything. With 1 success, both Sigmund and Arya kind of pick up this sense of seething rage coming from most of the barons, except for the Darien. The Darien is kind of apathetic. With 4 successes, yes, these barons are furious. You can tell. Everyone except the Gwydion. The Gwydion is just smug.
So basically what's going through my head at the moment is you've managed to strong arm this job, but you must have dirt on everyone.
Yeah, Arya is just so fucking sus. Like, this just feeds into her Gwydion disdain. Oh my god.
Those four cats of death probably would have killed him at this point. Just bam.
Right?
How far are we from the from the main party? Like, if we wanted to speak quietly, could we be overheard from where we're standing?
Depends on where you want to stay. If you want to stay at the very edge of the room, you could, but that would also draw suspicion.
You know what? Cardlin will loop his hand around behind, looping it through under Zeal's arm and kind of, the other one, and kind of, lean in as if he's whispering, the kind of sweet nothings in her ear before he says, "How very interesting the fact that the High King's house has wolves at its door. Their smiles hide daggers, every one of them, and they're all directed at him."
I believe I know the means behind which Baron managed to get his new seat, and they are, if I'm correct, they are certainly less than scrumptious. I believe I'll need to speak to you and Lady Greyhawk about this after we're done here.
Hey, everybody who is at the scene at the Barrens, roll me perception alertness. Who's at the scene at the Barony where you guys found all the treasures?
Yeah.
Yep.
Devin.
Is this to remember the thing that I remembered and I was talking to you about? Is this to remember the thing that Zeal remembered?
This is not to remember anything. This is to spot something in the crowd.
Okay.
You can roll it, Lindsay, since you weren't there, but it's just at +1 diff. So 7, because you don't, you won't be looking for exactly the same thing they're looking for, but you can still pick up that something is wrong.
Will my eagle eye inspect him?
Yes.
What am I rolling?
Perception alertness. At diff 7, because you can pick up that something is off, but you won't know exactly what it is. Huh? Yeah, you too, Tiger.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was asking something else. Could I roll intelligence politics to know what the general feeling about the Gwydion Baron is? Like how people.
God, I got 4 successes.
Go for it, Tiger. Okay. Yeah, so yes, you can, Tiger. Let me see. Tiger. 3, 4, and 1. Zeal sees the back of a familiar head in the crowd. Cardlin sees Etienne going through the crowd with a group of other knights in court finery. Arya picks up that there's a group of knights moving through the crowd who are they're not really strong arming anyone, but when they walk up to people, people kind of defer to them, even like the higher up nobles. And before you guys react, let me answer Tiger's thing. So 2 successes. You know that Baron Swiftfell is fairly well regarded in his barony. He rules pretty much by committee. He even has like a senate and everything.
Okay.
So yeah. So now you guys can react to that.
So they're strong arming people. Okay, that's interesting.
But you guys, you and Zeal recognize the dude that's leading the party of them.
He will once again, because he still has Zeal kind of his hand looped around her, and he'll say, "How very interesting. I didn't think that snakes came out of the grass."
When Cardlin mentions snakes, her kind of grip definitely kind of tightens. She'll say, "Oh yes, I do remember him. We had a very, very, very vocal disagreement. I suppose he's the same in court as he is in warfare."
I believe that the only correct way to ascertain this would be to greet him.
I find that agreeable. Oh, and Joey, I think you mind clarifying for Lindsay what Arya caught?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. She sees like a group of knights. They're armed, but not like super heavily. They're in court refinery. They're moving their way through the crowd, and they're not necessarily like strong arming people. But when they walk up, even like the higher up nobles are deferring to them.
That's interesting.
The only one who's not is the woman who you have already been told is in your house. She is not deferring to them at all.
Okay.
In fact, they don't approach her at all.
Do they approach the PC?
Okay.
I believe that myself and Tim are going to go and interpose our way in their path.
Yeah, we're about to tell them to get fucked.
Okay. They are not heading for the PCs yet. They don't even seem to have noticed you guys yet.
It may be pretty hard considering Zeal moves pretty silently. Which Arya would probably notice. Zeal's very quiet.
Oh, I think the point was, Joey, we're actually going to go and put ourselves in their path.
Okay.
Yeah. We're about to be like, yo, what's good? Considering we stabbed the shit out of Etienne like last week.
So, do Arya and Sigmund and Finn follow them?
I mean, I have curiosity and I'm an illuded, so yes.
I mean,
Okie dokie.
if Zeal didn't come back and get him,
Zeal would have gotten him, and she would have told him about the dude that accused her of being a thief and an assassin and tried to kill her.
well, okay.
Sigmund will go with them just because these people have been fairly decent to him, and they seem to be mildly upset about something. So if something goes down, he wants to be there to at least provide a meat shield.
Okay. So, as you guys approach, Etienne turns and he smiles a wide smile. He says, "Ah, Lady Dawnbreaker." And he emphasizes the word lady, making it almost an insult. I see you have decided to mingle with us nobles again. I hope it isn't too much for you.
Oh, I feel just at home, Lord Etienne. I must say, it is certainly very good of you to greet me in such a kind manner.
Yes, we must always greet our inferiors kindly.
It seems that your courtly abilities far eclipse your martial ones.
You see, I would only need to use my martial abilities were I in any danger, my dear.
But of course you would. And she looks directly at the spot where she stabbed him.
he's smiling at her. It's a very predatory smile. Like it's not friendly in the slightest. Yeah, this isn't the Regent.
Yeah, that is. Does he have his house symbol on him? Because he's allele, right?
He has no house colors or heraldry on him.
Okay. Did he introduce himself in any house, or did he just say he was sworn to the Baroness?
He just said he was sworn to the Baroness.
Okay.
Cardlin will look him up and down, and he will say, "Indeed, I'm most gratified that you have been able to join us here this evening, Sir Knight. After all, you left in such a hurry last time. House Dougal felt that it owed you some of our hospitality. You shall have to come and allow me to repay the debt at some point."
He nods and says, yes. That famed hospitality of which the House of Smiths is known. If it is anywhere near as famed as your blades, it might be worth something.
He will bow in thanks for the compliment. He won't bow very deep, he'll just kind of bow his head. And he will say, "Yes. But then again, I'm led to understand that the cutting wit of you allele is something to behold in and of itself. Would you not agree?"
He smiles and says, I do not claim to be of House Allele. I think you have me mistaken for someone else.
"Oh, my apologies. In that case, to which noble house do you belong?"
I belong to no noble house you would recognize.
Okay. Oh, dearie my. He will say, "I'm not sure on that. My knowledge is quite extensive. You could perhaps, what is the old phrase, try me."
See, I would take your challenge seriously, if only I did not think your senses were dulled and your intellect dulled by your association with those who call themselves nobles, but willingly gave up such status centuries ago.
Ah, yes. However, even the scions of House Scaffage still wear their house heraldry and proclaim their names with pride. There is something to the transparency of that is of itself noble.
Yes, of course, those who have nothing else to hold to in this life must hold to what associations make them feel important.
Just like your oaths.
I hold no oaths, my dear. Or at least none that you would understand.
Her eyebrows kind of go up because she does distinctly remember that he was sworn to the Baroness.
Let me actually find a different picture of him so that there's not confusion. You know what,
That's
fuck
her.
it.
Oh, this motherfucker. All right.
Let's fucking go.
And by the way, his entourage is just kind of fanning out behind him, watching you guys.
How many of them are there?
7.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
If you guys want, you can make a reflexive perception alertness. Difficulty 8 if you are actively involved in the conversation. Difficulty 6 if you are just watching the conversation, not actively participating.
May I roll that?
Arya's just watching.
I'm gonna say if Finn can actually roll this one, yes. He just won't pick up the same stuff that everybody else will.
Is there hearing involved, or is it just kind of vision?
All 5 senses are involved.
Okay, so I have acute hearing. Do I get a lower diff for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Rolling
Was it diff
perception,
diff 7 for those of us involved in the conversation?
perception alertness.
Yes. What were you saying, Evan?
Oh, what was the diff for those of us who are involved in the conversation?
I think I said 7 or 8. I believe 7.
8.
8. Okay. Good. Yeah, that's right. I remember now because you guys are actively involved in the conversations. It'll be harder for you to pick up the things that are people who aren't can pick up.
Roll real quick. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? For a quick second.
I bot. No, I don't botch. I just fail.
Okay. So Cardinal doesn't pick anything up. Let's see.
Okay, hang on.
Is there Tiger? You got 3. Okay, and then Tim got none. Already got
1,
two.
I got
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I already got 2. So. Okay, so Arya, something about like the way one of the dudes that led him is breathing it's not right. Like you can't quite put your finger on it. But something about the way he's breathing isn't right. Finn picks this up as well as a strange sense. Not quite unpleasant, but it's not something you've ever smelled before. Is there anyone else I missed? Sorry, Tiger. Sigmund picks up the hearing, and he also catches, like, as one of the knights is gesturing, talking to like the dude next to him, his collar slips down just a little bit, and you see what looks like a patch of scales on his like collarbone.
Okay. Since Arya is not involved in the conversation and is also like looks like she's paying attention, he will kind of like lightly brush up against her to get her attention, and then just kind of gesture with his head towards the scales on the dude's neck. Trying to not like cause a huge fuss about it, but
Yeah, and Finn is going to turn his head to those group of knights that is behind this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and like his face is going to take a look with a slight smile that says, "Yeah, motherfuckers, I'm on you. Don't you worry."
Yeah, Arya's gonna keep her eye on the dude that's breathing funny.
Atiana is still looking back at everybody else, by the way, or at Cardinal and Zeal, since they were the ones actively involved in trading wits with him.
Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that.
God damn. Okay. How much did you miss? What was the last thing you remember?
I caught the shit about scales.
Okay, yeah. So you didn't really miss anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone passes the word to Zeal, oh boy. Oh boy.
Finn totally will. You kidding?
Oh, is he just gonna roll up and be like, "Hey, yo, bitch"?
Yep.
She'll kind of like look over, nod, eyebrows will go up, nod, and okay. She'll look back over to Etienne. I certainly hope those clothes don't rub up against them, by the way. Must be very itchy for you.
Yes, my associates in the most ancient of noble houses have some issues that comes with their noble blood.
That's what you call it. Bless your heart.
Oh my god, Tim!
Oh no, you said it wrong. Oh, honey, bless your heart.
yeah, you gotta get that fake sympathy.
Oh my
That's
god, that's
fair.
so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, you said it wrong.
We get to ask the question, hey Tim, in 5 minutes, how much lethal did you take? Um,
What was that, Evan? I didn't catch.
You gotta remember.
Oh, sorry. I said in 5 minutes we get to ask the question again. Hey, Tim, how much lethal did you take?
Yeah, this is gonna happen. Homeboy
Okay.
might pull up at that.
So when you do the "Oh honey, bless your heart," you start with your hand low, move it up to here, put it over your heart, and just like, "Oh honey, bless your heart."
Yeah, surely.
Southern etiquette, or more like Southern fuck you.
I was gonna say Southern etiquette.
Yeah. He just smiles very politely at Zeal and says, "My dear, if I were you, I would not talk like that. You have no ground to stand on in this matter."
She looks down, kind of does a light stomp, another light stomp. I seem to have plenty of ground right here, my lord.
Yes, the ground that you stole.
That's very rich coming from a house that, well, such as yours.
Oh, what house do you think I am?
I'd rather not say it out loud, personally. It seems you are a man of your secrets. And after all,
If
I do
you-
respect some things.
Yes, quite unusual for one of your house. However, if you believe
Unexpected
that
for someone of yours.
I am the same house as my associates, you would be sadly mistaken.
Sigmund will kind of raise his head at that comment, turning to the man, and he'll say, "Forgive my interruption and intrusion, noble knight, but a man can't be judged by the company he keeps."
Yes, as I hear, they have judged you for the last uncounted centuries. I believe they say it's something around 14.
The ones that are around me have treated me with nothing but decency and respect since I've met them, so I have no issue with them. And judging them for the sins of their fathers and grandfathers and so on and so forth.
Or was it? Was it really the sins of their fathers, or was it theirs?
These ones have treated me well.
He just smiles, a slow, predatory smile. If that's what you think, Master Troll, then I will not attempt to dissuade you of the notion.
Thinking implies doubt, sir.
Yes, and well, your kind are never known much for thinking, are they?
I have found in my time here that trolls who sit and who listen, who grow and who learn, end up being the wisest of conversation partners. After all, if you judge an individual via the mask it wears, then you only see the paper, the glitter, and the feathers.
Well, yes, that's all the noble she are, isn't it? Just glitter and feathers. No real substance.
Or smoke, depending on who you ask.
Finn is gonna smile and he's gonna say, "Well, I can't see, and even I know about that."
And he just smiles back at everyone. Well, it has been a lovely conversation, my dears, but I do have duties to attend to, something I'm sure you will all become familiar with in the coming days with our new regent.
I'm
wish you
already
success
familiar,
in
though. I do understand that there are many among us that need a refresher.
Yeah.
Blinks, looks at him in his fucking eyes, calling him a bitch.
I think the only ones that need any reminders or refreshers are you and your house, my dear. Good day. As he smiles as he turns and jauns off.
She'll turn, On her way out, she'll say, "Of course, to the ones who stayed."
Cardinal, at
just-
this point, because Evan actually has to leave, will turn and bow to the collective, and he will say, I think that I will retire to my forge. I get the distinct impression that in the coming days we will require hammer and tongs. Most disconcerting. He will then look between Zial and Finn, and he will say, "And I expect both of you to not heed the words of fools and craven dogs, and instead to do what is your house is famed for when it comes to, shall we say, what happens when tyrants fall."
Hold on, Tim has to. Homeboy just straight out said, "You can assassinate these fuckers." All right.
I kind of just did say, go murk that motherfucker while he sleeps.
You fucking did. Jesus.
I'd like to point out, hey, I'm a baron. Yay, you can have a baronial seal of approval there. Go murk a bitch while he sleeps. You know what, Joey? The next thing I'm making, you and I are going to sit down and have a conversation about it because I'm making something. I'm making something for the scaffage. It might go
dear.
slightly wrong, and it might be excellent.
Oh dear.
Anyway, guys, I gotta jet. So yeah, Cardlin will turn gracefully and bow to each one. He will kiss the hands once again of both Zial and Lady Greyhawk before he departs. And I will talk to you all later.
Okay.
See you,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, bye. Alright. So the entourage of knights with Etienne, they wait until he's walked a good distance away before they turn and follow him.
Joey,
Yes.
I'm gonna shoulder bump one of the knights when they're leaving, just to be that dick, and I'm gonna feign ignorance because I'm blind.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Roll your strength, see how it goes.
My what?
Strength.
Oh no, I'm not trying to like be rough about it. I'm just going. I'm just being a dick.
Okay.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. My apologies."
Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. So what do you guys do after that?
Lady Dawnbreaker.
Yes, I do believe that we should go back to our newfound friends and field any questions they may have for us. And Zeal will kind of lead Finn back over to Arya and Sigmund.
Hey, puppers.
Also, is Arya with us? And have anyone addressed her as lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then if that's the case, Finn is going to slightly turn his head to wherever Arya's voice is coming from, and he's going to be like, "Oh, my apologies, my lady. I've been so rude not to introduce myself. I am Gendon Stormrage, Squire to the Lady Dawnbreaker. Pleasure to make your acquaintance."
It's a pleasure to make yours as well, and don't worry about it. I don't. It's okay, she whispers. Um, but yeah, she'll. Let's see. Can she tell that he is blind?
Oh yeah, completely. Both in
Okay.
Amine and human body.
Yeah. Zeal
Okay,
very
then
logically.
she's
Yeah, he has like the cane and everything.
okay. Then she's not gonna make any, sort of gestures that are that she would make with people who have sight. So she'll just the tone of her voice is very, you know, she's not bothered by it.
Hmm.
I am certainly very sorry you had to see such, as I like to call them, aggressive festivities.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but if you're a southerner, that doesn't even begin. The aggressiveness.
That's fair. That's fair.
Sigmund's just gonna like look thoughtful for a second, and then ask, "Do you suppose the regent knows what house that knight belonged to?"
Well, maybe. Though, I don't hazard it would look quite the best if we were to go over the man's head like that.
This is fair.
Just could ask his Baroness, or at least who he said his Baroness was.
Yeah, but that may look bad too, because I mean, if she has an oath of a sheet to him, then she'd be like, why do you want to know? Didn't you like stab him like last week?
You never know.
This is true. Maybe a case of Arya getting curious and asking too. If Lindsay's there.
Yeah, I'm here. I missed what she would be curious about.
Oh, the house of the knight that was talking that good shit about people's houses.
Oh yeah, for sure. She would want to fucking his deal is like
Still a dog. She's still his dog. A man can't live without his dog.
Well, what if he is his own dog?
Then we'll steal him
Kinky.
with a knife. We'll steal him. And this.
Okay. So, what do you guys do?
Okay, what does it look like Etienne and them are doing now? Are they just mingling now?
They've actually disappeared into the crowd. Like,
Okay.
no, you guys can't actually find them no matter how hard you look.
Alrighty. Lady Aaliyah around that?
She is not.
Cool. She's the only scatha within fucking 50 miles that would even want to go to anything court related anyway. Zeal is, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and even she's like, this is fucking boring. I would have just fucking killed that night. It's fine.
You've been given the order by a baron.
That's true.
Or not the order, the go-ahead.
Yeah, landless baron who holds no authority in the kingdom.
Yeah. It was more his blessing.
Hmm. Yeah. Weirdly enough, like, you don't have the mutterings that you would normally associate with something like that happening in court. That's not happening, which is really weird. Because normally, when shit goes down like that in a court, like there's usually something, some sort of mutterings about it.
Okay, and that's not happening. Interesting. I was just about to ask about that too.
Nope, that is not happening.
She's actually gonna look around like, what? You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I think it is. I think it is time to go ahead and approach the barons at this point. And I think Zeal will say out loud. She'll say, "Well, I think it is time to send the barons and our new regent our regards."
Arya takes a deep breath and nods stiffly.
She'll just nods at that. She's like, "Okay, the apple does not fall far from that tree." Okay. She don't say that out loud, obviously, but all right. She'll start to take the group on over. Very, very formally. To anyone that wants to come along, that is. Like, if you don't want to, then she's not going to be like, "Yo, but fuck you," though.
Oh, I want to.
Yep. So you guys are approaching the barons. Which baron or baroness are you guys approaching first?
I assume that the line in which they are seated is the same as the order in which they were introduced.
Yes.
Okay, so we'd be going to the knocker baron first of House Barwan. That dude.
Yep. All right, let me pull up this picture. He's just sitting on his throne, watching. That his lips pulled tight. That kind of look of these motherfuckers on his face.
She'll curtsy and she will say, "My lord, it is truly an honor to finally meet you.
He just looks and says, "Cut the bull crap. What do you want?"
Simply offering you my thanks. However, I am more than inclined to cut the bull crap."
Yeah.
She'll kind of
Sorry.
relax the posture to him. In reality, I want absolutely nothing. I just came to say, hey.
Okay. Said, "Hey, move on." He like waves his hand at her annoyedly.
You know what? Fuck it. 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 Zeal will look over to the Baron and ask, since I have never been in your barony, actually, my lord, I would actually would not mind asking you about such at some point in the near future if you were not opposed to it.
Ask me about what?
Just how things are run over there and your typical day, as it were.
Oh yeah, typical day where I get up, go to a meeting of the barons, then have some fucking bitchy ass Gwydion decide he wants to fucking be regent.
Oh, thank God you think the same way.
Don't really have any choice.
How did he end up regent then? If
Wait, aren't they all like right next to each other?
Yes.
Did anything happen when he called him a bitch ass Gwydion?
Nope. The bear. If you look at the Gwydion Baron, he's actually smirking when he said that.
Oh my god, are they banging?
Can I roll?
Arya's gonna shoot some side eye over that smug fucking Gwydion.
Can I roll perception empathy on the phrase "I don't have a choice"?
Go for it.
I'll spend a willpower on this because this is a big deal.
Yeah, I think I wanna make that roll as well because
There's 2 on "I don't have a choice."
Now he said, "I don't have a choice." When you said,
Well,
how did he end up? How did he end up as regent? Like,
oh, that he had a different response for.
oh, okay.
Well, yeah, no,
It
because he
was-
said some bitch ass Gwydion decides he wants to be regent, and I don't have a choice.
Well, okay, I remember what it was now. Arya said it's good to see somebody else doesn't like him or something to that effect, and he said I don't really have a choice. That's what he was saying. I don't really have a choice too.
Okay,
Doesn't
Yeah.
have a choice to. Well, okay.
yeah. Does he not have a choice in a social way, or does he not have a choice in a very real way?
More social way with that.
Okay,
Like you get the feeling with that he was referring to a more social. Like I don't have a choice. Like my kith's all about that. You know, I'd be weird if I didn't.
Oh,
Sort of
right,
way.
right, right. Okay. Yeah, but still, she's still like relieved, just like Gwydion, like just my friend.
And then when she said, "If you guys, how did he become regent?" Then he says, "I can't tell you that."
Of course you can't. But of course, being house Lunid and having curiosity that's going to weigh on her mind that she is going to fucking find out eventually. So she'll nod and she'll say I expected that answer, but it can't hurt to ask.
The Gwydion Baron is still smirking.
Alright, I want to roll peony on that fucking smirking Baron.
Go for it.
Three successes.
Okay, he comes across as utterly smug and self-assured. Like he whatever happens tonight, he's won. That's the feeling you get from him.
Typical fucking Gwydion. Yeah, she's just like she's just shooting him all kinds like you fucking bastard.
Yeah, I got you. And what is everybody else doing?
I think after that point they'll be, saying their goodbyes to this dude.
Yes.
The next one was Ariana Grande Countess or Baroness.
Oh, the next one I believe is Baroness Melina.
Right, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. She just looks over as you guys walk up.
I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that.
Yeah, Zeal would have described each of them, and she would have described this Baroness as Wonder Woman.
I didn't know this one.
Long black hair, jet black actually. Thin, but I assume I assume Zeal can see the fucking definition in her muscles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She looks at you, and her eyes are actually like sparking, like purple. They have like a purple overlay, and there's like purple sparks coming off of her eyes.
Okay. She as well?
Yes.
curtsy to her. I forgot her name out of character.
Baroness Melina of House Bayuman.
All right, she'll say, "My lady, it is certainly a honor to meet you as well."
She inclines her head stiffly. And who are yourself and your compatriots? I have no recollection of seeing any of you in my barony before.
I have not had the opportunity to visit yours, my lady. I am Lady Zeal Dawnbreaker of House Scatha. This is Lady Arya Greyhawk of House Ilunid. This is my squire, Gindon Stormrage of House Scatha. And this is Sigmund.
She actually looks at Sigmund the closest, like leans in, her eyes actually starting to glow a bit more. You hold no noble title. You're not associated with those damn Freedom Coast people, are you?
I don't hold a higher association with anybody. So,
And she nods.
I've heard very much about them, my lady. I hear they're making quite a bit of a ruckus.
If you consider killing my son and heir a ruckus, then yes.
Holy shit.
And harboring Thalain too, don't forget that.
I am deeply sorry for your loss, my lady. She'll actually bow very, very deeply.
Gotcha. She nods. Your condolences are accepted. Now tell me, what did you want?
Simply wishing to properly introduce myself to those authorities within this county, if I have not already.
Make sure you introduce yourself to the Count too, while you still can.
I will make sure to do so, my lady. She'll bow again.
Make a perception alertness when she says that.
Awareness, okay. Just me?
Everybody?
Everybody. Especially Arya, because I know Arya was already kind of like on this shit.
I got one.
Okay.
Do I get to make that roll?
You guys, the regions at the far end, I'm gonna say no. You're not close enough to pick up any non-visual cues. I'm sorry.
One success.
Yep. Tiger?
3.
Okay. So when she said that, the regent noticeably stiffened somewhat, almost in surprise.
Okay, so that happens. Is that just for the one success, or is that for anyone with any successes?
That's for everybody.
Okay.
Arya makes a note of that.
Okay. And the Baroness, just kind of looking at you all. Is there anything else you needed?
No, there was not, my lady. Thank you for your time.
And she She nods and waves her hand. If you ever want to wet your blades anywhere, Scathach, my barony is always looking for warriors.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Take me now.
Oh, oh boy. Okay,
Huh?
so what Zeal's gonna do? She will get a. She will get a soft smile on her face, and she will curtsy to the Baroness again and say, "Why, I humbly thank you for the invitation, my lady, and I will be sure to keep that in mind."
She nods and waves her hand. Be gone, then.
And off she will fuck.
And the next one down is, I believe, the Baron who I haven't named yet, who I'm gonna name really fucking quickly. Give me just a second to name him. Yeah, I got it. His name is Baron Lucas Delacroix.
Okay. I'm just putting it in there so I remember.
Gotcha.
She'll curtsy to Baron Delacroix then and say, "My lord, it is very good to see you again under these less pressing circumstances."
He nods. Indeed, Lady. Sorry, Sir. Or no, Lady Dawnbreaker. I'm sorry, I was getting confused out of character.
No, it's all good. It's all good. She'll also say, "Before I say anything else, I would like to humbly apologize for the events that transpired last week. My condolences and my humblest apologies."
He nods. You are not at blame. Our security forces were able to ascertain that you were not, in fact, to blame for my husband's death. Who are your friends?
I am so sorry again for your loss. Genuinely. Okay. Go ahead and have some background conversation, y'all. Fill in that dead air.
Yeah.
Just saying, Joey. Okay. All I'm saying is Ari's daddy would have just murked this motherfucker already. Just been like, you know what? I have a semblance of a reason. It's fine.
Right? Arya's still. But she's definitely sus as all fuck. Like, oh my god.
Sorry, Mom was just calling me. Let me know what weather's bad in town. What did I miss?
Not too much. We just kind of paused for a little bit, and we also mentioned the fact that Ari's dad would have just murked the Gwydion already. He just would have been like, no, we don't trust these Gwydions. We don't love these Gwydions.
Yeah. What was the last thing that was said? Because I missed.
Zeal was just offering her condolences for Delacroix's husband's death.
Okay.
That was mostly.
Arya
Oh, sorry.
offer her condolences, even though, It's polite when somebody loses
Mhm.
somebody. So
Yeah,
What did I miss?
Arya does get the. Yeah, Arya did get from the conversation. There was some shit that happened last week apparently. People were accused of being assassins.
And he says, "Who are your companions, Lady Dawnbreaker?"
Well, my lord, this is Lady Arya Greyhawk of House Irene. This is my squire, Gendon Stormrage of House Scatler. And this is Sigmund.
They
No.
kind of slightly.
And the Baron will nod to each of you. It's good to meet you. What is it that you needed? I've seen you speaking to the other Barons. I assume you're looking for something or someone?
For the rest of the barons, my lord, I wish to merely either meet them and make my presence known. And with you, I wanted to formally offer an apology for the misunderstanding.
I think you've apologized enough today, Lady Greyhawk. There's no sorry, Lady Dawnbreaker. There's no ill will between my house and yours. My household, he'd say, not house.
I know what you meant.
Gotcha.
She'll call again. She'll say, "Thank you, my lord. One can never be too sure sometimes." And she's debating whether or not Arya should take point on hitting up the allele because the other one talks to that allele. She's like,
Baroness, when you walk up to Baroness Talarian, her muscles are tense because she's sitting right next to the regent, I believe. Her muscles are tense and she's barely breathing.
Do I even need to roll Peony to know that she mad as fuck?
No.
Just
She won Salty Sailor.
Yeah, Arya's gonna notice that, and she's gonna look at Zeal, and she's gonna look back at them and be like,
perhaps, like before they actually approach, she'll kind of lean over to Arya and say, "Perhaps you may be able to better empathize with her."
yes, perhaps.
Is it that bitch? Is it that? It is that bitch, isn't it?
It's Ariana Grande, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
it's that.
Please tell me
what is her name?
Baroness Talarian.
Baroness
Oh, it's
Talarian.
snowing.
Okay, Baroness Talarian. Just gonna walk up, please, stiff. Taking a side glance at the regent and just kind of teeth, and then looking back at the Baroness. Good evening, Baroness. It is a lovely evening, isn't it?
Quite lovely. I don't think I know you. What is your name?
I am Lady Arya Greyhawk of House Unlimited.
And she kind of stops and finally stops scanning the room to look at Arya closely, looks up and down and says, "A good name."
She'll smile. Thank you.
Now I presume you're going to give me the same pleasantries that every other Baron and Baroness in this line has received.
Shake her head. No.
Good.
I'm not Well, I can't do it. I'm not big on the normal ass kissing traditions.
And she will nod. Right now, that's not exactly what we need.
She glances at Jen.
At who?
She'll glance at the regent.
Talarian will actually
It just
meet your
very
eyes.
subtly.
Sorry. As you go to look at him, Talarian will just meet your eyes and very, very, very subtly shake her head warningly.
Then she'll just kind of turn back and teeth. Perhaps you and I can sight of here sometime soon. Would that be possible?
Possibly. You can always visit me in my barony.
Of course. I'll do that. These are my friends, I suppose. We just met tonight, but, you know, can always use friends, I guess. And she kind of looks at Zeal like, yeah.
Nah, she's cool with that.
She'll say, Lady Zeal Dawnbreaker of House Scathach, or Squire, the fuck is his name? Gendon? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Gendon Stormrage, or just Finn? And
Again,
then
Finn is his name he uses in Mortal World.
oh, okay. Gendon Stormrage, and then character's name?
Tiger's character name is Sigmund.
Yes, Sigmund. Sorry, didn't know what you're talking about.
And she said, and Sigmund.
The Baroness
Just kind of flatly.
looks around at the group, nods to each one, and you guys collectively hear a whisper in the back of your heads that says, "Meet me in my barony tonight, as soon as possible. Don't tell anyone."
Oh, fuck yes. She gives a polite nod.
And then she smiles real wide and says, "Now, go give our dear new..." Sorry. Rice went down the wrong pipe. And, that totally ruined that. Now, go give our new regent a nice warm welcome for me now, won't you?
Of course.
Should I be that ass?
No.
Should I be that ass?
No, not now. Not right now.
So what do you guys do?
We'll go over to the regent.
Okay, I need everyone to make me a difficulty 8 willpower roll, please.
Oh, get it.
Yep.
Is it? Oh shit! For Arya's flaws, it increased or decreased?
Oh.
That's
no,
a social penalty, right?
it doesn't have anything to do with magic or anything like that. Oh, God! 3 successes. Arya's staunch.
Ooh,
31.
that's not good. That ain't good at all.
Uh-oh.
Finn doesn't even give a fuck.
Okay, so as you guys approach, everyone stays standing except for Zeal, who immediately kneels in front of the regent and looking down at the floor. Like, you can't help it. It's like this. As soon as you walked up to him, like, your entire worldview changed. Like, he is the center of your universe now. He is the sun to you. He is the moon. He is the stars.
Okay.
You can make a willpower roll every 5 minutes IRL time to try and break it. You need at least 4 successes, but it's only standard diff.
Is it extended?
No.
Okay, so I need 4 on 1.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on, I'm setting a timer.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And he smiles down at Zeal.
Alright.
Why, my, what a great surprise. Lady Greyhawk and Lady Dawnbreaker.
Curtsy to the regent. But I'm very sure he can tell that she does not like him. She is being very polite.
What business do you bring to my throne?
Just wanted to give you a warm welcome as our new regent.
How very kind of you. I presume the barons and baronesses sent you to give their warm welcome.
Indeed, they have.
And he looks at them, like he just looks down the line of thrones and smiles, and you see in unison every baron and baroness flinch very minutely.
Oh God. mm.
Is there anything else you wish to bring to my throne? He says, leaning back and like steepling his fingers. I assume the party is pleasing for everyone.
Oh yes, quite. It's a wonderful event.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. What about you, Lady Dawnbreaker?
Well, I find it to be simply one of the best parties I've ever been to, my lord.
I'm glad you enjoy it. He looks. He doesn't even. As he looks over the party, you kind of realize he's not even like looking at Sigmund or Finn. Like his eyes are just passing straight over them.
That's weird. Because I did that politics roll where he's all like, yeah, dude, we listen to the commoners and shit in my bearing, and now he's just like ignoring the two commoner dudes.
Yup.
Making a mental note of that. Not gonna bring it up.
Yoki. Gotcha. Tell me, what do you all think of the county so far? I know most of you are fairly new to the county.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Lindsay. My bad. I saw that.
No, go ahead.
All right. Zeal will say, well, I certainly found the place very hospitable. One of the most welcoming places I've been to in quite a long time, if you ask me.
I'm very glad you enjoy your time here, Lady Dawnbreaker.
I was actually here before. I left for a few months and have just returned.
His eyes flick back to Arya. Oh, well then, I assume you remember Count Torquil.
Oh, yes, I do.
What did you think of his reign? Out of character, he was a very kind, witty Fiona ruler. He was renowned for his skill in battle, such as when he negotiated a truce with the Guru of Central Park by marching an army into the Sept and basically telling them, if you don't give us a truce, we're going to kick your ass. He was very kind. He was very kind in rulership, but if you broke the law, you were punished appropriately harshly.
Okay.
Just because I know you don't know out of character, so there you go.
Yeah, for sure. She'll say he was kind but very, very firm when people stepped out of line,
And
which I can appreciate.
Sorry. And I'm glad you I'm glad you could find something to appreciate about his reign. He looks to everyone else. What about you? What did you think of the late Count's reign? Go get it!
I'm assuming he's not asking us.
Okay, I'm just letting you know right the fuck now, Joey. Zeal's unseelie right now.
Oh, get it.
She just stands back up and looks at the Regent dead in his fucking eyes. And she says, "My lord, I simply wanted to congratulate you on helping to stabilize this county. I wish you all luck."
He inclines his head. He's still reclining on his throne. Yes, this county was indeed in need of some stability. Don't you agree?
Yes, I very much do. I think that you can give this county exactly what it needs.
He smiles and nods. Very well. It was pleasant speaking with all of you.
Yeah.
Now, I have other guests to attend to if you'll excuse me. He waves
Of
for you guys to
course.
move on.
Yeah, and Arya just turns around and fucking. No, she doesn't really stomp away from his presence, but she is walking with fucking purpose away from this motherfucker.
Zeal's walking away very slowly. She's quiet. If she had, in the back of her head, she's lucky. She's glad because she would have just ran him through in the fucking party.
All right. So, what do you guys do now?
Are we? We've like gone away from the barony table, right?
Yes.
I'm figuring that. Oh, sorry.
Sigma's just gonna look at everyone and say, "There's death with the region."
You cut out partway through that time.
Sigmund's gonna look at everyone and say, "There's definitely something going on with the region." Kind of quietly, so it's not like overheard. People start freaking
Oh
out.
yes.
In the back of her head. Oh, sorry.
Arya's
Go ahead.
gonna look at him and say, "Oh yes, indeed. I really, really want to know why he's the regent and all of the barons fucking hate him."
Oh, that seems to be quite simple. He's using magical abilities to command their loyalty.
Oh,
Out of character,
sure.
I figured that's happening. Does Zeal know that? Because Zeal actually fell to the effect and resisted that shit.
Yes.
Okay.
You should be able to extrapolate that data.
Nice. She knew that he was using something. Yes, but I want to know why he needed to do that. I want to know what he wants with this fucking county. Like, this is. She just shakes her head. I don't trust it at all. Not at all.
Lady Arya, what does any sheep want at the end of the day?
Oh, power, of course.
Just kind of stretches out her hands like, well, there you go.
Yeah, well, she's not stupid. She knows. She's just like, no, she just wants to get to the bottom of it. She's really fucking curious about it.
You guys hear
Not only-
singing. Oh, sorry. You go, Tiger.
Sigmund's gonna say, not only that, but and I live in his barony, and he's always been very willing to listen to those of us without title. And up there, he didn't even give myself or your squire even a single look.
You just fucking moan at me, dog. What the fuck?
I am tired of these clothes. I am tired of these notions of civility.
You just hear a quiet voice beside you, Zeal. When you're speaking of sedition, you should do it somewhere other than the party being hosted by the one you are planning sedition against.
Whoever said I was condition, I simply said I was tired of the dress personally.
You get this look of, I know what you're on about.
Zeal looks
Arya will
over.
smile.
Go ahead,
Arya will
Lindsay, my
smile
bad.
to her. Arya will smile to her, and she'll actually kind of walk over. She'll say, "I've been told that you are of my house. I am Lady Arya Greyhawk."
She looks to Arya and nods. Yes, you are known to us.
She'll nod.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. She'll kind of look at her expectantly, like, "I didn't need to know your name."
She waits a moment, watching Arya, and then nods. You may call me Neolith.
Neolith. Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Neolith.
By the way, she's appearance 8.
Jesus.
So this
Okay.
bitch is pretty.
Appearance.
Yes, she is, and Arya's not taking her eyes off of her either. Like, oh, hi. Oh, she'll kind of gawk at her for a moment before tearing herself away. And she'll say, "I hope to see you around more, Elith. I'm gonna go back to my friends," and she'll just turn around and walk off.
Neolith just steps after her into the circle and says, You all should move quickly to meet with the Baroness. You are being followed.
Oh,
I heard
her Arya's eyes go wide, and she nods. We'll do that now. She'll, in case people didn't hear it, she'll say, "We're being followed. We should go meet with the Baroness, like now."
And,
Joey,
sorry. Yes.
upon hearing that, may I roll any sort of sensory awareness roll?
Sure, go for it. Anything but vision.
Yeah, anything but vision. Would you like me to roll them separately or just
Just one roll.
all in one go? Okay.
And she will look to Zeal and say, Oh, what's up, Tim?
I forgot that I wasn't playing Julian, and Zeal doesn't go unseelie at the drop of a hat.
All
She's
good.
feeling her unseelie legacy right now. She's not like full on court change.
Hmm. But Neolith will look to Zeal and say, I cannot tell you who is following you. I can only tell you that you need to leave this party as soon as possible if you and your friends wish to survive.
I got to.
Okay. You hear a humming in the air, like the hum before, like, how to describe it? It's like it's really low humming, like you would hear before like a bomb dropped.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Finn is going to step up to Zeal and say, "My lady, we need to leave now."
All right then. I suppose I'll see you when I see you, Lady Neela.
She nods. That you may. Now go quickly before he finds you.
Zeal and Zeal grab Ben start heading on out. I assume Arya and Sigmund coming too.
Oh yeah, Arya's gotta get the fuck out.
As you guys are walking out the door, Zeal hears a very familiar voice laughing and saying, "Well, well, well, look what we have here." And I'm sorry, Tiger, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying that Sigmund's following. You're good.
Gotcha. Yeah, you recognize that voice, Tim. It's a voice that you saw verbally eviscerate Thomas a couple days ago.
Oh God, clowning his ass, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, that voice is booming out from the party behind you as you guys are rushing out the door. So what do you guys do?
So, shall we carpool, or do we all have transportation?
I'm fine with carpooling. I take public transportation.
Well, very well then.
I'm carpooling as well.
Very well then. Let us all embark on our journey.
So you guys pile in your car and head off to the baronial seat of Dreamer's Glass. And I think we can end the scene there and just timestamp the follow-up scene, if everybody's okay with that.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. So thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And remember, when you're politics at a party is never boring. Stay tuned for more.